Oh, hi everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of Tact and Diplomacy. I'm not smiling, this is a very sad event. Very sad. Before we go around and say hello to everyone, please check out the social links which are now in chat there. Also, please check out, you can see our Discord, Twitter, and YouTube. Discord, where we talk about the show after the game, and Twitter, where you can come and get involved in a game yourself if you want to come and play. If this game doesn't, inspire you to want to come and play, then I don't know what will, honestly. Also, please check out our sponsors. Our latest sponsor, brand new on the block, is the Deck of Many. You've probably heard of the Deck of Many things. Well, I should also tell you about their Deck of Many animated spell cards, reference cards for 5e, that cast magic as you cast them. Go and check them out. They're good. Also check out Mage Hand Press. Mage Hand Press create extra content for 5e, including things like Dark Matter, a space campaign, Weird West, a western campaign, and High Seas, a piratey campaign. So go and check them out. Also, we have a discount code, and if you go and use that discount code, not only do you show our sponsors that we're a good investment, you also show them that you also get 15% discount. So go and do that too. We do have a tweet. Please go and retweet the tweet. Let everyone know that you're here. But before you do show, you should probably tailor your who you tweet it at. I mean, retweet anyway, but tailor who you want to tweet it at keeping in mind these content warnings that I am posting right now. Welcome to Tact and Diplomacy, everyone. Let's go and say hello to everyone. And we'll do a quick go around and say hello to everyone. Then today we're going to do some separate recaps. I feel like this is a monumental event, and it deserves taking the time to properly, bleed about it as we go around. Oh, hi, Kayla.
Oh, we're jumping in with me. Hi.
We're just going round and saying hi. Just saying hi.
Hi. I'm that Kayla person. You can't find me anywhere except for Twitter and here. That's it. Hi.
Hi. Next around the screen, we have Kelly. Oh, hi, Kelly.
Oh, hi. I'm Kelly. A Kelly Lane on Twitter. A Kelly in chat. I do things on Scrat's Patreon. I do things on DM's Guild. And I sleep somewhere in between.
Thank you so much. You're sounding a little quiet tonight, Kelly. It might be a little microphone needing to come closer sort of jobby, maybe. Next around the screen, we have Renee.
Hi, I'm Casual, and my person is called Renee, and I'm here playing this game, which is totally a game and not real. And Renee does a lot of stuff. You can mostly find her around on Twitter, doing some writing stuff, doing some podcasting stuff, doing streaming stuff, all on this channel, and not ever on her own Twitch channel, which should happen eventually. But yeah, definitely follow podcast Fate and the Fable Maidens, family-friendly D&D actual play, not like this game. Edenfall, which is in pre-production based off of a Scratticus Academy show, and streams here Monday nights and also Wednesdays where she runs Weave. And that's it, I think.
Thank you. Next around the screen, we have Mackenzie. Mackenzie, thank you for that.
Hi.
For that Patreon donation as we come round to you.
My usual, please, Scrat.
A disadvantage for yourself. You got it.
Yep. Anyways, hi, I'm Mackenzie Lane Day on Twitter. You can call me Mac. I am a tabletop. I can hear myself somewhere. I'm a tabletop RPG online content creator. You can catch me here as the DM for Apotheosis every Tuesday. You can also find me as a player here every Monday and on Encounter Roleplays and Broken Crown every Wednesday. If streams aren't your thing, you will soon be able to listen to me in podcast form as we relaunch One-on-One, a D&D duet campaign, which you can learn more about at One-on-One D&D on Twitter. Last but certainly not least, check out my writing on DM's Guild and on Itch.io. My latest project, Canaro's Candy Compendium, is a collection of 50 magical candies that you can put into your D&D games just in time for trick-or-treating and Halloween. It's going to come out later this month. Kelly helped on it. It's super exciting, and I can't wait to show it off.
I cannot wait to see it. Kayla, thank you for your subscription. 2 months now. Hey. And also thank you to Durza. I mean, I'm going to double check before I assume... for the pot, yep. So our first advantage will be free this session. Last, but most certainly not least, we have D&D and Paige.
Hi, everybody. I am D&D and Paige. You can find me on Twitter with the same name. You can find me here every Monday, and now you can find me on Onyx Path every Tuesday till about Christmas. But yeah, that's me. Let's get to the heartbreak.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Also, thank you very much to Sammy, who has resubscribed for 10 months, and they say, tell Kelly happy 8 official months and give her the advantage.
Yeah.
So cute, yo.
Also, Kayla, you also have an advantage to gift, of course.
Give it to Casual.
Give it to Casual. Okay, I like that. Thank you. Do we want to go round the screen order, or do we want to do a specific order for our recaps today? I'm requesting Paige go last. Other than that, anyone want to jump in first, or should we just go around the screen?
Oh, God.
Did you have a specific order in mind?
Nope.
I mean, I could say things, I guess.
Casual, let's start with you. Yeah, that'd be fantastic, actually. Yeah, let's do that. Hey, how have the last few sessions gone? What have they led up to? Oh, Paige.
I mean, we're fine. Either way is fine. I mean, mostly like I was really tired because I didn't get a lot of sleep, and my experiments weren't going so great because like Theon dust attacks and whatnot, and so we fought a snake and we fought another terrifying person. I say we. It was mostly Reese. I was helpful.
So helpful.
And then the guards came. We stabbed my shoe, which started bleeding, because I figured out some things about the flux, which we'll come back to because it's all in my notes, and I have more that I want to investigate. Oh, and someone died. That's it. That's all. That's all I have to say.
That's all you've got to say about the death and stuff. That's.
Yeah. Did you want me to say more?
No, you've totally got it covered. I don't think anyone would like, you know. You've got it covered. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. So
how are we feeling? Do we have feelings at the minute?
Ambivalence.
Ambivalence.
Yes.
That's not only a big word, a big feeling. Cool.
See you later, voice in my head.
See you later. Who next? Kelly, well volunteered. Oh, hi. You're muted? Well, you're the only person who's put their headset on, so I guess.
I guess so. I was the lucky one who was paying attention.
Yep, there you are. So, Eris, how have the last few weeks gone? Well, I say last few weeks. For us, it's the last few weeks, but how has the last, I don't know,
Like a day and a half.
day and a half gone for Eris?
I don't know. I think she started off this whole thing. Also, do you hear me better now?
Yeah, oh, much better. Much better.
Okay. She started off this whole thing really excited to get out of Dodge and do something that her family hated. They actually had a big fight when she left, and which made her feel actually more satisfied with the whole idea of leaving, so she left very like pleased with herself.
Oh yeah, such a good move. Definitely. Do you still think that?
Well, there was that middle part where she thought she was making friends for the first time, probably ever. And then the bad stuff happened, and that now she just sees all of that as a big old lie. Just another time that people in her life have kind of disappointed her and shown that she's less than everyone else.
Someone in particular hurt last week, right?
Yeah, so... Well, kind of everyone... So when Riss basically showed his true colors and his priorities by worrying about Hope and not seeming to care that Eris was okay, that hurt and was kind of like the evidence in a way, like what she was looking for, kind of self-fulfilling prophecy-esque. But then that made her realize that like she wouldn't have been down there in the first place if everybody had just listened to her, and that nobody seems to think that she's capable of anything, and
Certainly wouldn't have been down there alone either.
yeah. And everybody seems so broken up about Hope, but nobody's bothered to ask if Eris is okay, or... And so I think now she's committed to this adventure that she's on, this excuse to get out of home, but she's not so tied to the idea of doing it with these people. If they're just gonna walk all over her, then fine, she'll use them for what they're good at and then move on.
How did you feel when you were facing the Fiondas that materialized by the door?
I mean, it was terrifying because she'd been so scared from the other day, and all these signs and stuff, which are not really something she buys into entirely. She's always been more attracted to the idea of the Magians because there's rules about that she can somehow understand. It feels more scientific. So the idea that there are these signs and that they came true is really wigging her out. She doesn't really know what to do with that information, I think. She hasn't really stopped to process it. She'd like to ignore it until it goes away. And I think she's now kind of doubting herself too. Like, she wanted this adventure and she was a little excited about the danger and excited about the idea of like facing this kind of glorious end, but like terrified of it as well.
Yeah, it's certainly become realer now.
It's not like what they say in the books. Actually having to face down one's mortality is not as much of an adventure as she'd hoped.
Could you please make me a mental resistance roll? Okay, it's a standard roll. It's a standard. It's not too bad. This is a very mild feeling, but what are your friend's true intentions? You knew why you were leaving the village, but why was everyone else so keen? You know? Like, at first you thought it was because you were all friends, right? But that's not it. So you know that you can use them for their abilities. But why are they here? Are they trying to use you?
Is there anyone in particular that she is worried about?
I will leave that up to you.
And does she have any different feelings towards Cashel, given that Cashel wasn't part of the original crew?
Again, I will leave that up to you. If you would like to put Cashel separate from the rest of the group on a pedestal, you totally can. After all, Eris is a creature of mostly rational thought.
I think she was originally interested in Cashel because they were different and seemed to know things. But so far, that hasn't played out very well. And I don't think she has the same kind of had the same kind of friendship style attachment with Cashel yet that she had with other people. So maybe that disappointment isn't as strong, making them higher ranked in her head. And probably the person she's most likely to feel comfortable around at this point.
Yeah.
Not maybe on the level of like friendship yet, because now she's on like her guard about that.
So I guess as an addendum then, sort of branching off that but different, if you've chosen one person that you are sure is okay, you could interpret the minimal amount of distrust that you are feeling either by having a small amount in the other three, or if you wanted, you could focus it into one person.
So having all of my distrust aimed at one person in particular?
Yeah. I leave the choice up to you.
I think she distrusts the other three at this point equally. I think if any of them have disappointed her, though, it's Reese. Like, that's who's hurt her directly, but at this point she doesn't trust any of their opinions about anything. Or she at least has an edge of distrust about all of their opinions.
Totally valid. Totally. Shall we, I mean, is there anything else you would like to recap?
No.
Okay. Well, I think we should move on to the next person. Thank you so much, Eris. One of you. Kaiden! Hey!
Cool, guess it's me.
Yep. Thank you for fishing that last one there. Kaiden, why don't you pick up from about a day and a half ago and give us a brief recap?
Did a day and a half ago include the biting?
Yeah. I mean, well, what, the biting? Yeah, the biting was last night.
Oh, it was only
boy,
last night.
It's been a
my
roller coaster
God.
ride, hasn't it? It's been a real roller coaster.
All right. Well, a while back, Hope asked us to help escort her to Elwinsoft to figure out where the Fiondas were coming, and I volunteered. Partly because I needed to get out of town, and partly because she wanted people in the military to go, and I, said I was in the military, so we along the way we were attempting to cross the log, and it took a bit of a time, and as the rest of the group was trying to pass over, we got attacked by a Fiondas. Everything's a bit of a blur, to be honest. I remember taking its sword from it. I also remember it biting me, which was fun. But then someone caused an avalanche. Not gonna point fingers, but someone caused an avalanche. And then we got locked in a cave, and I nearly died, which was fun. It's fun. And then after that, we managed to get out of the cave and find our way over to Aylwin Salt, which is supposed to be abandoned, but apparently a bunch of people from Guida have populated it and are starting to mine there. When we got there, there was apparently something as that there might have been something growing inside me. I'm not entirely sure about the details of that, to be honest.
Yeah, because I mean, for anyone just tuning in on the raid, I mean, not biologically speaking, Kaiden is he/they pronouns, but yeah, something bit you on the shoulder, right? And
It shouldn't cause it shouldn't cause a plant to grow inside you, but you know,
here we are.
here we are, pulling a tree out on my shoulder. You know, as you do.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about that extraction process and how you felt about the people in the room at the time?
Well, apparently there was something growing inside me all the way down from my shoulder down to basically my back, and they had to just dig it out of me. Eleanor was there, and I think the only reason why I was okay with it was because she was there, to be honest. I didn't really trust anyone else in the room. I mean, Casual's fine, and Casual wasn't doing anything. I don't know Casual, so, which is fine. If Casual doesn't know about me, then and I don't know about them, then, you know, can't really hurt each other. The Hope was there too. Never get to ask her about why she was avoiding us, but bygones be bygones, I suppose. And then the captain's a bit of a problem, to be honest. So, seemed nice enough about patching me back up together.
But is there a but there?
He gave his word that the brand on my shoulder from the Thieves Guild isn't going to come back and bite me in the ass, but I don't entirely trust people's word, to be honest.
But you spent that night with Alienor, right?
Right? That was the thing. I was also drunk.
No one else has
Very
commented
drunk.
on that, really.
Nothing happened.
Uh-huh.
Nothing happened.
Uh-huh.
Don't uh-huh me.
I'm just agreeing with you. Why so defensive, Kaiden? Did you
None of your
want something to
business.
happen?
Fuck off, you.
I'm a voice in your head. You can't tell me to fuck off.
Tell the voices in my head to fuck off all the time. Shut up. Maybe. Shut up. It's fine. It's neither here nor there. Doesn't matter. It's not like she would reciprocate it anyway, so whatever.
What happened the next day?
I was hungover, and then Eleanor went off and tried to distract the guards, and we started seeing Fiondas around. I had a dream the night where I thought I saw a bunch of snakes a snake coming at me. It looked like a Fiondas, and it passed into me, and I should have listened to it. I should have known something was going to happen, but I just thought it was a dream, and I didn't tell anyone.
You didn't tell anyone. Do you think it might have panned out differently if you'd warned them?
Maybe. Yeah, I mean, I'm not entirely sure what you could have done to prevent that. Not my thing. I don't understand the Fiondas. I'm not smart like that. But
Yeah, but you all ended up split up. How did Eris get away?
Eris wanted to leave. That's not my fault.
And then Alienor split off as well?
She wanted to be a distraction or something. I don't know.
Did you just think the warning wasn't important?
I didn't think it meant anything. I've had nightmares for years. They normally don't mean anything. I know Cashel said that they had dreams after the thing was in them, and I had that thing, the Piondas or whatever the fuck it was in my body, and maybe I should have fucking listened, but
Now, you say you've had nightmares for years and they never meant anything. But what if they did?
I'd rather not think about it.
Can you really not think about it in light of what just happened? What if there's some warning in there, something that you should tell everyone else? What if someone else dies?
Then
Oh,
they die.
that's a good segue. Why don't you tell us about that?
Hope. She's dead. What else do you want me to tell you about it? People die. It's what happens.
Okay.
Wasn't my fault. People die all the time. That one wasn't my fault.
Didn't say it was your fault. That's a guilty conscience.
I've got blood on my hands. I've got a lot of blood on my hands. I stopped and think about it.
Oh, so she was just in another tally on the count?
It's not like I keep track. Not anymore, but it doesn't matter.
Is hope not important enough to keep track of?
It doesn't matter now, does it? She's dead. Doesn't matter what I thought of her when she was alive.
Wash our hands of her then.
Fine. If I stopped and felt anything, I wouldn't get anything done. And maybe I feel worse about not feeling anything for her dying, but I had other things to worry about. Eleanor got fucked over by one of those serpents, and I cut her arm open, so really I'm not entirely the best in the savior department, am I?
You did kind of bleed everywhere.
That blood's on my hands. I'll take that one.
Could you have prevented Hope dying though?
By doing what? What could I have done? She didn't listen to me and she was avoiding me.
Could have told her about the dream, I guess.
Maybe. But I didn't. Whatever, I never believed that anyways. She's out of my head and it's fine. Maybe I'm a little bit relieved she's dead, but whatever.
There it is. That's what's bothering us.
I didn't want her to kill me, alright? Is that just such a bad thing? I didn't want to die.
Didn't really ever show any signs of wanting to kill us though, did she?
She lied about the armor one. She could have lied about it again. She could have been after us. You know that.
Could have been.
Not wrong. It's not my fault for wanting to live.
If that makes it okay.
Aye, it does. It has to.
Are you trying to convince me or you?
Does it matter?
Yeah.
Maybe both. Depends if you believe me. Alright, I'm happy she's not happy, it's the wrong word for it. I'm alright with the fact that she's dead. And maybe that makes me a bad person. And maybe I feel bad about that. Alright, are you happy? Is that what you wanted to hear? I'm a bad person. We're a bad person. Alright?
The voice seems to have left your mind for now, Kaiden, haunting you as it did. Let's go to Reese last. Thank you, Kaiden. Oh, hi, Reese. Sorry, I have something in my eye. I've had something in my eye all session. It keeps evading my, So, Reese. Hey, welcome in, Raiders. Also, we've got a bunch of other stuff as well. Thank you very much,
Hi, Raiders.
Avery, for the subscription. Thank you, Holly, for the subscription. Thank you, Tales from the Grim, for the raid. Welcome in, everyone. Please check out the content warnings, which are being flagged now by some helpful viewers, and enjoy the ride.
Read them now.
Read them now. Read them quickly,
now.
because we're about to go into them, like, right now. Reese, why don't you tell us about the last day and a half?
We got here after so much. We got here and we were supposed to figure out what was going on and help Hope, and these people are just digging up a holy site like a bunch of morons and thinking it's going to be fine. There's so much in between. Kaiden was hurt. His shoulder was a thing that I don't really want to think about again.
They pulled something alive out of his shoulder, Reese. It looked like a twig.
Mouth.
Yeah.
Vividly aware.
Just looked like a twig. Or a
Until it hit
root,
the
maybe.
fire.
Yeah.
And of course, I do what I always do. I panic and I freak out and I run and I just scared. I shouldn't be.
But hey, Eris went with you, right? That was cool.
Until it wasn't.
Tell me more.
She followed me and tried to make it better. But as always, I do what I do and made it worse. And yelled at her. Nobody talked to me for the rest of the night. Which is what I wanted, but also kind of not what I wanted.
But hey, you did her a favor the next morning, right?
Kind of. I tried to say I was sorry, but I don't know how much she believes me. And then we went on that stupid tour, and she managed to sneak out, which is what she wanted. I just didn't think she should go alone. Because what if she gets caught?
When you say she managed to sneak out, Reese,
She did. She's sneaky.
you covered for her though, right?
Yeah. Because I felt bad. Plus, she's smart. She's one of the smart ones, and I'm not, and she knows what she's doing, and all this stuff interested her, so I figured she's the best one to go.
Do you still think that?
I don't know. I don't know what she found down there. I don't know what she did. I don't know where she really went. Other than a hole in the ground.
What happened next?
I was dumb.
Oh, but it was nice, the interaction. I remember it clearly. There was a wink.
Yeah. There was. But I was stupid. And I sent Hope after her because she wanted to know what was happening. And now Hope isn't here. And it's my fault. Because I sent her. Now it's kind of pointless. I mean, why are we even here anymore, really?
That's the other thing. Before the wink, do you remember? What she told you?
That I hadn't made a bad impression yet.
Right there on the edge of your brain. Maybe you can't quite remember it. Told you about her mission. Didn't seem important at the time. But now as you dwell on why we're here and what we're doing, suddenly it seems a lot more important. This may lead to frustration, but I'm not going to tell you what she said.
I was gonna say, because Kayla doesn't remember and Reese doesn't either right now.
But Reese can just about remember her telling him about her mission.
I'm gonna read my notes. Because I really don't remember.
See, now you don't remember. I'm worried that I did it with the wrong person. I'm pretty sure it was with you then.
Yeah. That we were here to find out what was causing the Fiondas
Yeah.
and report back to someone. And put an end to it, I believe.
Yeah. But she's not here anymore.
Yeah. And it's still my fault.
Would you mind making me a mental resistance roll, Reese?
This will be good for a laugh. Do I have an... Yeah, I want to use an advantage because I literally don't trust it. It's going to be so bad.
You also have an auto success. Hey!
Never mind. You know.
I mean, hey, roll twice anyway. You
For
might
once.
get another crit with an even bigger.
No.
No. Okay, fair enough.
This is Reese we're talking about.
Instinctually, you begin to feel these feelings of irritability and aggressiveness rise in you, Reese. But you're able to take control of them. Suppress them, perhaps. In fact, it seems surprisingly easy to control your emotions. But no matter how much you control your emotions, it doesn't seem to stop the tears from rolling down your face.
No.
You okay, Kayla?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Anything else?
That's it.
Okay. I'm going to do Alienor last. And then I'll get us all back together. Thank you very much, Reese. Hello, Alienor.
Hey.
Now, you think we're going to do a recap, right?
Oh God.
What
Yeah.
if I told you we weren't going to do a recap? But instead, we were going to do a little bit of a flashback. Why don't you
Okay.
tell me a little bit about what Alienor was like as a wee babby?
Eleanor was a strange small child. being the only girl in her family with many brothers, she was kind of expected to help out her mom, but was most often found just like sitting by the rocks. Like you just go out and she was just like lounged on a rock, playing with the grass, catching bugs, trying to climb trees. She was active.
And I imagine you were taken on young as a Yonfin.
Yeah, it was made pretty clear that she was meant to be outside with nature. Most young children aren't found just talking to the songbirds, on the daily.
And we're going to do 2 little scenes here. One is going to be with Seamus. But the other is going to be with Eliza. It's on one of your ventures out into the forest that Seamus stops in this strange clearing encircled by stones. The first time you've seen this clearing. He just stops and watches what you do.
Seamus, are we really just supposed to stop here?
Aye.
There's a creek really close that's a little bit more fun.
Fun? Is that what you're out to me, is it? You want to be having fun now?
Don't you want to have fun, Seamus?
Not always. You don't always want to have fun. You know what I mean? You don't always want to have fun. Sometimes you gotta do the serious stuff.
I guess so, but... Yeah?
What makes up the world?
Well, there's a lot of dirt. There's a lot of trees around here.
Very important.
A lot of birds.
Probably more important than you realize, really, actually, the trees.
How so, Seamus?
Well, what if I told you that in the middle of it all, right there in the center of the earth, there's a great big tree that roots the earth using the power of dirt, water, and air. And the world turns on that tree.
Seamus, are you just saying we're a bunch of birds?
Well, what do you think? I'm not saying that.
I don't know. I like it out here. There's a lot of pretty things and everything is just calm out here. My house is not very calm, it's very loud. All my brothers are all smelling, they're really annoying and they talk a lot and they scream. They're running around.
I wouldn't worry too much about... you got Irish. I wouldn't worry too much about that if I were you. Because, you see, eventually they'll all be looking to you anyways.
They never listen to me. I don't know what you're talking about, Seamus.
This tree. It's called Lanan Soul.
The one in the middle there?
Well, sort of. Lanan Soul is the name of our beliefs, yeah. The actual tree is called the Koran Rin, but the whole thing, the whole process, is known as Lanan Soul.
All right. And what do we have to do with all of it?
Oh, not a thing. Just to try and live by it.
Oh. How do I do that?
Well, mostly you just tell people what to do most of the time, to be honest. Most times people just need encouragement one way or another. Your job, as a Yunfin, and eventually as a Demorphin, it's going to be to get in touch with the Rindraf, get in touch with Lana and Soul, get in touch with the trees that are all around, and find places like this one.
All right, and then what do I do in these places?
Can you feel it? In the ground, get down low. Put your ear to the ground. Go on, get down there.
Eleanor does so.
Do you hear it? Do you hear it thrumming through the ground? And you can make me a Demorphin Mysteries roll. How much older do you think you are now than you were then?
Correct me if I'm wrong. This is pretty early.
Oh yeah, we're talking we.
On. Okay, yeah. Probably like I'm 19 now. I feel like I've probably been studying since I've been like around 7, 8.
Uh-huh.
So probably around the
12 years? Cool. Make
Yeah,
me a
that
Demorphin
works.
Mysteries minus 12.
Okay, let's see. That's just before the minus 12. So 8.
So you can sort of hear in the ground something, could be the creek nearby. Sort of sounds a bit like water.
I hear the water, like the fun place I was mentioning earlier. The creek over there.
And why do you think that is? Hmm?
Well, it's touching the ground, isn't it? Is that a part of it?
Oh, is that how sound works? Is that you put your ear to the ground and you hear anything that touches it?
I guess not.
It might be. Who am I to tell you? I'll tell you why I think it works. Because
Alright.
you're a wee babby and you hear what you want to hear.
I guess it was not very nice. I don't really think of my baby. I'm 12, you know. I'm basically a grown up.
I thought you said you were 7.
I'm 7 when I started. Oh, yeah. Math. 7. Less of an adult than I thought I was at the moment.
Yeah. So, well, here's the thing though, Eleanor. Do you drink whiskey?
Only when my mom's not looking.
Well, you shouldn't. You're a babby.
Only like a little bit. I wanted to see what it tasted like. It wasn't very good.
All right. When you like whiskey, that's when you know that you're not a babby anymore.
Can I mix it with something? I might like it a little bit more.
You can't put juice with your whiskey.
All right, but I'm just saying you'd probably like it more too if you put juice in your whiskey.
Ancient Demorphin men walk for miles down mountains carrying grains and malts to make this beautiful potion of fire and life. And you want to go and water it down with juice? Can you hear yourself? Come on, lassie.
All right. I'll wait till I can drink it straight then, I guess.
Drink it straight or you don't drink it at all. Them's the rules. All right. Come on then, let's get you back. And we will wind forward a little way. You okay?
Yeah, that's just such a. I'm good. I'm good.
We'll wind forward a little way to evening time with Eliza. Well, now, Eleanor, what is it that Seamus taught you about this today? Going through the forest,
Why? Well, he told me that you really can't mix anything with your whiskey and you're supposed to drink it straight.
A wise man.
There's a big old tree growing in the middle of the earth. There's this thing called Rindrath, and it's something to do with water and the earth and the air.
That's true too, yes?
And that I should hear something coming from the ground.
Now, did he tell you why you want to be getting in touch with Rindrath and the earth and the water and the air?
Well, he told me one day I'm going to boss everyone around, including my older brothers. And to do that, I have to go in the middle of the rocky place. And that's how I learned how to boss people around.
Now, that's the only bit that I would take with a pinch of salt. You see, that's a very manly way of looking at it. Men think they can just throw their weight around and tell people what to do, but more often than not, you'll find that us ladies can find other means to get our way.
How?
You'll figure it out as you get older. We all have different ways. You'll figure it out. Now, come and sit by me. And she pulls a tome off a bookshelf. This tome is it's not like a hardback book. It's more like a bound set of pages between two hard sheets, all of which have been bound with string.
Uh-huh.
So, this is what Seamus was telling you about today. And she starts turning the pages, and you can see this magnificent tree. There's no words in this book. It's all beautifully crafted pictures. So you can see this tree, and there's like white wind blowing through the branches, blue veins running up through the trunk. Not like a cross-section diagram, but you can just see like it's a brown trunk, but as it catches the light, you can just see blue here and there. So it almost looks like the blue is literally moving. And of course, the roots go deep down, and you can see they hold on to the center of the planet, which is drawn small for this diagram. Lanan Sol. The Koran Rin. Roim, Adair, Usgard. Don't worry too much about the names. You'll get them as you get older. I want to tell you about the other side of things. The reason that we want to stay in touch with these things. She turns a page, and you can see this is a picture of a desolate land where the ground is almost sand and trees are withered, and the mountain stands with no life, no snow, no greenery. Desolate. In the majority of the page taken up by a brightly glowing sun, which beams down. Aingil. Not a part of the triad that make up the rest of the cycle. It's necessary though. The summer is when we feel Aingal most, right? When you get real hot in the summer, you know how it feels. In the fall, Aingil yields to the other three. In the spring, the other three begin to yield with Eingil, and we're moving in this constant flow. Now, there have been prophecies about Segol Dare. Segol Dare is the end times. Real bad. We don't want this to happen, okay?
That's the one my mother tells me about, to be honest. She says if I don't eat those weird things she picks out of the ground, that I'll bring on that.
Has she told you about Sneom?
I don't think so.
Well, Eingil is the obvious part of Segol Dare. It wants to destroy everything. But if Eingil is the man telling everything to die, then Sneom is the mysterious woman in the background, being the brains, pulling the strings. Not a lot's really known about Sneom. Some speculate that they embody mystery. Others, perhaps cruelty, or something like that. All we know is that it's somehow tied to the end of the world, working with Eingil. The word, Sneom, it's old language. It originally meant something like twist or curl. Now, I believe that it's Sneom that makes the cycles happen, that decides when things are winning, though how, I have no idea.
Alright. But I'm confused. The summer feels really nice. Feels better than the winter.
Does it? Do you remember
Yeah, I
last
get to
summer?
run.
Remember last summer when you came to me after spending all day down the creek?
You're talking when I burned my back really bad.
I'm talking about the week you couldn't get out of bed. Because Eingil got you. That blister. Size of your back.
Alright, but it feels really good when you don't stay up too long in it.
You mean when you don't let it hurt you for a long time, it's okay?
Yeah, because that's when I can go and I steal some britches from my brother and I get to run through the creek.
Can you not do that in the winter?
No, I'd freeze my ass off.
Oh, don't be a big Jessie. Embrace the cold. It's good for you. Makes you tough.
I'll give it a shot. I did like building the snowman.
Aye, that's the ticket. Remember that.
Alright. Oh,
Can't do that in no summer now, can you?
alright. It's not so bad. Maybe I'll like it a little bit more this time.
Aye. Alright, well, come on. It's way past your bedtime.
Can I try the whiskey before I go to bed? Maybe I'll like it this time and I'll be a big kid.
You would like to try some of my personal whiskey from my personal stash of whiskey, carried by Demorphin men down from the mountains to the city of Talkir, where they have taken the many grains and malts and crafted this wonderful whiskey, which seems to capture the life of Eingel in its waters. That's what you would like.
Aye, Seamus told me once I can take it straight and without the juice. I'm a big kid. I'm an adult.
Alright. This one was crafted with little bits of honey in the mix, in the malts when they made it. And it was aged in wine barrels. Sweet wine. Give it a little taste.
She picks up, sniffs it, recoils, and thinks the fact that there's definitely honey in here. Takes a sip and immediately spits it out.
God, don't waste it, she says, taking it off you. And takes a deep draft.
I don't think I'm an adult yet, Liza. That tastes disgusting.
Don't you worry. Don't you rush your childhood. You'll know when you're an adult, and it'll come before you know it too. Now go on, it's your bedtime. Get back to your ma.
All right, I'll see you tomorrow, Liza.
See you tomorrow. And I think with that, we will go back. I thought we'd do a nice little bit. I thought me and you would do something a little bit happy before we went to the next bit. I hope that was okay, Paige.
Yes. Probably the only happiness we're getting today.
You've got that about right. Okay, let's get everyone back, shall we?
Mm-hmm. Doing a little dance with it, seeing if I get their attention.
All of us, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Everyone. Welcome back, everyone. Night seems to descend quickly tonight. The castle nearby, the shack that you're staying in seems strangely close. Not so much as to be claustrophobic, but close no less. Towards the end of the evening, Captain James... Was it James? Jamie. Comes and knocks on your abode. Captain Patrick, that was it. Captain Patrick. Thank you. When there's no answer, he knocks again after a couple of minutes.
Eris will go to the door.
Yeah.
And open it.
Good afternoon. Evening, really. I came to offer you all my personal apologies for what happened this afternoon. We truly believe this place to be safe. And if there's any way I can make your stay more comfortable or ease your pain, you've only to let me know.
She'll look back towards the group. And see if anybody has anything to say, assuming everyone heard.
Are we doing the death rites tomorrow, Captain Patrick?
Hi. Do you need anything?
I a lot of firewood. Need to build a really big fire.
We can help you out with that, no problem. Would there be anything else? I have some whiskey to help with the pain, if any of you be interested in it. It's not your fancy Tolkiri stuff. It's rice whiskey, but still quite good if I do say so myself.
I'll take it.
Does he have the bottle with him?
He does have a bottle with him, yes.
Eris is just gonna hold out her hand, like expecting him to give it to her. And then she just passes it back without like breaking eye contact to Eleanor.
Ooh, thank you, Eris. You know me too well.
Well then, look, I don't wish to intrude. If you need anything else, I'll be staying at the hut in the end there. Don't make yourself strangers on my behalf. And, I'll have everything prepared for the morning.
Thank you. Do you?
Look, you've got your heater as well in there. But if you'd prefer a real fire to warm yourselves by on a night like this, I wouldn't hold it against you. The floor can take it. It looks like wood, but it's not wood.
I think Eris should just say, I imagine we all have some questions that we would like answers to, but it is not the time for that. Maybe tomorrow, if that's all right.
Aye, no problem. No problem at all.
Thank you for your visit.
He nods, rips off a salute, and sort of very formally half marches towards his own bunk. You can see as well from a distance that Agatha and Donovan are sort of not watching you. That's the wrong word. It implies that they're like watching you, but like as you look across the way, one of them gives you a tentative wave. You know, like showing concern.
I think Eris would make like cold, hard eye contact as she closes the door.
You are all alone in your shack together.
Ash is sitting in the corner with like their journal open and they're just jotting notes. I mean, like arrows, words, sketching furiously. It's a lot, but they haven't really looked up or talked much.
Kaiden's in a corner somewhere. I was gonna ask if I could get daggers, but I'm pretty sure after everything that happened, Kaiden basically went and armed himself back up with Turgak daggers and swords and basically looked like a walking armory and just sitting in a corner mechanically like sharpening everything. Just sort of like one of those wind up dolls that just sort of is doing something just for the sake of doing something.
Eris and Hope had snagged weapons from the armory before everything went down, the kind made of, hopefully, of the kind of metal that can harm Fiondas, so she would have probably directed Kaiden there on the way back so that he knew where to snag stuff from.
Kaiden had one dagger. He grabbed in a panic. But now he's got like at least like 2 long swords and then like 3 daggers. He again just has way too many and is just sitting there running a whetstone along the blade, not really looking at anyone, not really looking at anything in particular. Kind of, if you look at his face, he's sort of vacant expression, and he's just sort of running the stone against the blades.
Well, how's everyone's wounds? I don't think I really looked too much at first. So if you have anything, we can look now.
Fine. I'm fine.
All right. Well, that's good at least.
Kaiden guiltily looks at the bandage on Alienar's arm and then looks back down.
Well, what do we do now?
That's what I've been wondering.
What are we supposed to do?
I don't know, but we can't let them keep digging here. It's making things all wrong.
Do what we came here to do.
We did what we came here to do. Our job was to get Hope here, and we got her here.
There was more she wanted to do. She
Great.
came here to find out what was causing all the Fiondas and report back and try to get it to stop.
I don't know
So
about
what
you
are we
all, but
saying
that
that's,
she thought?
I don't know about you all, but that's the whole reason that I came along with this trip, was to do just that, so that we could, leave town without this kind of stuff happening. So my plan is to stay here and question the shit out of them tomorrow and figure out what the hell's going on.
Isn't it obvious they're desecrating this holy landmark or whatever? And it's riling everything up.
So what do we do? Just kick him out of here?
Sure. Sure, Kaiden. That's what we do.
Well, I'm just trying to help. Sorry.
Yeah. Just trying to help.
Oh, thanks for repeating everything I say. That's so helpful, Reese.
Do y'all want some whiskey? It might make you feel better.
Fine. I'm fine.
Well, water for me, I guess. Like, takes a big ol' swig.
If you hadn't
Well-
noticed, I don't drink.
Well, still water for me. They have to stop one way or another. They can't keep digging. It's really is the problem. So how do we get them to stop?
How do we know it's the problem? Is this theory or is this fact?
With Cashel here, first thing we need to do is find some actual evidence of what's going on, and there's no easier way to convince someone than proof.
I do like proof.
I have nothing else other than the Kamoke telling me so. Do you really think they'll just let us go around?
The captain is one of precedent and rules, but I imagine there could be an argument to be made that they kind of are stuck trusting us now, seeing as we've seen things.
They let one of our own get killed, so I believe they owe us something at the very least.
We could probably also give them a good solid threat with, you don't want this kind of crap happening again, do you?
Fair enough.
I'll just go where you point me.
Eleanor, do you know why the tradition is to burn the bodies?
When you burn the bodies, Ingera turns everything to ruin. Come one with the earth again. And then Ever picks you up and takes you back to the light tree.
Out of curiosity, what happens if you don't do the death rites?
Well, it's kind of a sign of disrespect if you don't. More so, they go back to the life tree one way or another, but much slower.
Do you need to keep the body, Eris, to look at it?
No,
Oh, can I look at it?
it's actually not a terrible idea.
Can we just not do that?
She died and she came back. She started walking and attacking us when she was possessed by one of those gooey, ooey, gooey snake things. I think understanding what we're dealing with is somewhat important.
Yeah, but can we just not do it with her? You have Julie or whatever the hell her name is. Do it with her.
Rather do it with both.
I mean, if you're looking for proof, then the more the merrier, I suppose.
That's science.
Just don't do it with Hope.
Hope came here to find proof herself. I imagine she wouldn't be too upset about it.
Just don't do it with Hope.
I think we can spare one form of proof. For one of our own, we have plenty more.
But you expect these people here to let us take out one of their own?
I think
Everybody
Captain
is
Patrick
somebody
will.
something.
They're both dead.
Not disrespectful, it's useful.
They do always, like you said.
Well, it seems I'm outvoted. Just... I don't want to be there when you do it.
Well, I don't expect anyone to be. I mean, you can't. Most people don't like it.
Have you done it before, Cash?
Autopsies? Yeah.
So then you can do a good job of it?
Yeah.
Then I guess so.
Alright, well, the two of you are, cutting up bodies or whatever. What do you want the rest of us to do?
Set up
What
for
can the
rites.
rest of us do?
Make sure everything's ready for the death rites. There's still going to be a body to burn.
Do you need us to distract them or anything?
I imagine a few well-timed firm words will probably let them do this. I can imagine they probably want information about what happened just as much as they do, and if they want to fight us about it, then they have to give us the information instead.
Fair enough.
So that's the plan for tomorrow then?
Alright?
Hi.
Would we all like to sleep?
In an awkward silence, yes.
Ash would like to go check and make sure that they can examine the bodies the next day.
Where would you go and check?
Probably with, like, one of the contacts that they have at... Maybe Patrick, but also, like, anyone they think would know where the bodies are
Okay,
before
so
the funeral rites.
you have a choice. You can either walk to Patrick or one of these other people, and we'll make it a roll to see how good the person is you find.
Okay. I'll do that.
The second one?
Sure.
Okay, so do you sneak away?
Oh, no, not really. I mean, like, everyone's in the room. I'll just, like, go shut... I'll just leave.
Okay. In that case, let's have a private moment with Casual as they leave the room. No one else is following? No. Okay.
You see Kelly thinking about it.
Okay, Casual. So let's make a roll. I think it'll be probably a relations roll, unless you can suggest anything.
No, I feel like relations is good. Like, people that they've touched base with, they're, like, are trying to connect with. Yeah.
Okay, so not great.
No.
So you might remember Donovan. Very quiet, but often was in the know if you could prise the words out of him. You can see him still standing on the other side of this clearing. There's a small barrel of fire that he's got crackling away. It seems Agatha's left at this point.
I'll walk over to them.
All right.
Hey, so, quick question. Just was, getting ready to turn in for the night, but I just wanted to check. With the funeral rites and everything tomorrow, is there time that I could examine the bodies before then?
Well, I mean, your partner there, they'll wait. Are you ready?
Yeah. Where are the bodies? That's really all I need to know.
Oh, well, they're all kept together. Hope's they're in the armory.
Right, okay, yeah.
With
cool.
with the others that have well,
Yeah, I know. I know. Great. Yeah, you take it easy, okay? And then Cash is gonna, like, go check in the armory real fast.
I can walk with you if you'd like.
Just have a drink. Get some sleep. I'll be fine. I know where it is. Got a whole tour from Julie earlier. Before... Never mind.
Aye. All right. Well, good
Yeah. Take care.
And Cashel, you can make your way towards the armory.
Yeah.
In this armory, there are 4 figures laid on the floor, covered in cloth.
Is it cold in here?
Pretty cold.
Okay. Then I'm gonna go get a quick nap in, and then I'll come back and take care of all 4 of them. It's gonna be a process, so I'll probably try to wake up first thing. But, I've felt the adrenaline wish out of me. I've taken a lot of notes. I'm pretty tired. You know how it is.
As you walk back past Donovan, nods at you.
Tired eyes don't see facts.
Hi.
Nighty night. Then I'll go back in the room with my people.
Your thing.
Yeah.
We get everyone back.
Yeah.
Cachel's probably gone about 15 minutes. Do we need to get rid of Cashel for a second so we can talk about them? Or are you all good? Do we just sit in that awkward silence that we left in?
I'm imagining there's a lot of awkward silence and pretending to be asleep.
Titan's in the corner, sharpening many, many weapons.
There's some lost looks, I think, from Eleanor to Kaiden. Like not making eye contact, but trying to make eye contact without trying to make eye contact.
How subtle are you being with these?
It's Eleanor. She's about as subtle as like a boulder, I think.
Yeah, Gaiden would probably then notice and just sort of awkwardly make eye contact back and do the "do you want to talk about something" sort of look.
I would look away at that.
Kaiden's gonna go pull over Eleanor and talk to her, I guess.
Evening.
Are you being
Eris
quiet or?
appears asleep.
Kaiden would be a little quiet.
Okay, well then, let's have some versus rolls. I think we will take stealth. If you've got a discipline in stealth, you can roll that if it's relevant. Versus perception. If you've got a thing in hearing, you can roll that if you want to listen in, or you can deliberately fail and not listen in at all. Give them their privacy. It's up to the other three of you.
God damn it, Kelly. Everyone's hearing this conversation. Everyone's hearing.
Nah, not Reese.
Well, we are currently missing Eleanor's stealth roll. Is it a chance for you yet, Reese?
Oh god. Sorry. I was laughing at the other ones and got cut up.
Come on, critical fail. Come
Cashel
on.
is tired, but like Cashel also pressed their ear to the wall earlier to listen, so like opportunities only come so often, you know?
Spicy 8.
See you in a second, Reese. So, Kaiden, Eleanor, what do you say?
Everything alright?
Me?
Who else am I talking to?
I don't know. Everything is alright, I think. I just sitting here admiring this beautiful hut.
Eleanor, you're terrible at lying.
I really am. I don't know. I was just really thinking. I was wondering what you had seen when I was out in the wherever I was.
Did you tell anyone about, you know, the...
No, I didn't tell anyone about the.
Right.
I mean, it's not there now, and I'm clearly not trying to kill you all, so...
Fair. You were unconscious. You completely out of it.
Yeah.
What did you see?
Thank
A
you,
lot
Raiders,
of
for the raid.
things.
Welcome in.
I saw a lot of things. I saw the life tree. I saw the thing with the mask. I saw myself. And a whole lot of fire and uh, just despair.
Right, alright. Miss, you sure you're alright?
I mean, yes and no. I'm physically I'm fine. I don't know. I've never done the death rites. I studied them. I've been to them, but I've never done them. Mine was my first one.
They're just a part of everything, though, you know. Life, death, it just sort of happens, so I'm sure it'll be fine.
Yeah. Well, see, I don't know. Poor Reese, he seems really, really broken up about it. I didn't realize they were so close.
Neither did I, to be honest.
I wonder what happened there. I don't want to ask. It's clearly a little too soon. I'm not that daft.
Whatever happened, it's gone now, I guess. Not to be, you know, cold about it, but it's gone. There's nothing to get it back. I mean, from the sound of things, we probably don't want her to come back, given the whole illness thing.
I agree with that one. I don't know.
Kaden's gonna reach over and take the bottle from Eleanor and take a swig. Oh boy, needs it. Really, not as an important question though. What was the? You gave me a stone earlier. What was that about?
I mean, only for a moment. It's just a wee little stone. It's really not that big of a deal. It's just my stone that I have that is mine. Yeah.
Gonna be honest, Eleanor, it's not really a common thing to have stones.
Aye, but I also talked to Kamok that y'all can't see, so
Alright,
there's
fair.
not a lot of common things about me, I think.
Right, fair. Just was wondering. Kaiden takes another big ol' swig of whiskey.
Well, Kaiden, I'd be a little careful there. I saw you the other day. You're clearly not a whiskey drinker all the time.
I'll get used to it.
Casually takes it back and puts it on the other side of herself. I think maybe I should go to bed. I gotta get ready. And then
Right. Me too. Let me know if you need anything for tomorrow. I mean, I'm not at the marathon, but I can probably help with building the pyre or anything.
You can help me pick up the bodies.
I can do that too.
All right. I'm just going to go to bed and points at the pallet she has claimed as her own. And I'll see you in the morning.
Did I ever get a pallet, or did you just sort of dump me on the floor last night?
You kind of just fell asleep on the floor, and I kind of just left you, to be honest. I did give you a blanket. I can't really quite pick you up.
That's fair. I'm gonna go find a bed. Right, night.
Night.
awkwardly walks away.
Yep.
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 Uh-huh.
Yep, that happens.
Yep.
Okay. Kelly. Oh, Lord.
Oh boy.
It's the new tact and diplomacy dance.
Just...
It's a jam. I love it.
You're muted, Scrat.
So, as you all fall asleep, you will hear in the night the sound of rain rolling in. Light, but rain no less. And morning comes. The snow outside is sort of turning into... It's quite deep snow, so it's not turning into like muddy slush. But it's definitely slush. And ice.
Eris gets up and stretches and heads outside and looks south.
Would you like to make me a perception check?
I keep forgetting I have advantages. I'm supposed to be burning.
You do have...
I was going to remind you.
Can I use one retroactively? Because I have like
Sure,
8.
you've got so many of them, why not?
A little bit better, but still.
Okay. So on a 19, you can see that the mountain to the south is clear. The path is clear. Although the path leading down towards that mountain has sort of become a treacherous ice slide. As you look around, you can see a lot of the soldiers are attaching spikes to their boots today.
I want to follow Eris out.
Seeing Cash behind me, I'll just point at the spiky boots and be like, you know where we can get some of those?
No. Maybe
Okay.
the armory. I don't know.
And I'll walk up to the nearest person that looks like they belong here and go, you know where we can get some of those?
Usually, you can get them down at the armory.
Looks back at
Hey.
Cash. Nuts.
Yeah. Cash is like slipping and sliding over that way. Like, not picking up their feet, just like letting it slip across the top of the like hard snow.
If nobody else is following, Eris will just stick her head back inside and be like, Cash and I are getting spikes for our boots. Be back later. Or come with us.
Don't come, there are dead bodies.
And we will go find spikes for our boots. And then... Oh. And I'll probably ask Cash at some point, like, did you have any luck asking, like, where'd you go yesterday, last night?
Oh, the armory's that's where the dead bodies are.
Oh, perfect.
So
Two
we
birds, one stone.
catch up
Yeah.
with Eris and Cash in just a moment as they leave. Why don't you pop your headphones off and we'll see what the rest of the party does.
Yeah, okay, bye.
What do we do next? Who else is doing stuff? Reese, you are alone in the hut with Alienor and Kaiden. You didn't hear what they said
Yeah.
yesterday, but they've been whispering an awful lot.
Yeah. And he doesn't even really know what to do with himself either, so he's just kind of sitting there, just waiting for somebody to tell him what to do. Because he's very directionless right now, and it kind of shows on his face.
Eleanor is gonna go up to Reese and be like, Reese, would you want to help me with my preparations for the ritual?
What do we do exactly?
Well, normally we have some bowls that are a little bit more decorated, but if you could go to the kitchen and get some big, shallow bowls, I need a few of them, yeah.
Sure. It's not where I want to go, but sure. If it'll help.
Also, if they have any cheesecloth,
Cheesecloth?
but like not the very fine kind, but like a little bit like bigger, like so like things fall through more, but not like really big things. You know what I'm talking about?
Like netting?
That'll do if it's a little bit finer of a netting. Not like a
Okay.
fishing net, kind of. Well, maybe a fishing net wouldn't be so bad. That would work too.
I don't know if they're doing fishing out here,
Touche.
since there aren't really a lot of lakes or rivers.
Maybe they have nets for their traps.
I will have a look. Anything else on the shopping list?
Do you want a buddy?
A buddy?
I guess they're kind of called friends. Do you need a friend? Looks at you awkwardly like, maybe they'll want to be my friend.
You mean you wanna go with me?
Well, I don't know if you really want to be alone right now. I mean, you have Kaiden and me, so we could kind of go with you, so you don't have to be alone right now.
I am here too.
Yeah? You could have two friends. I think we're kind of already friends, but you kind of look like you really need one right now.
Aren't you guys like friends with each other?
But we could be friends with you too. There's really not a limit to how many friends you can have.
I don't think that's how friends work.
Yeah, there's been plenty of trios in the history of Tricazel. Eeny, meeny, miny. Sometimes there's a Mo, sometimes you could have 4.
Kayla is thinking something very different.
I don't really know, but
Kaiden is also thinking something very different and is also confused.
I don't know where I'm pulling it from, but the moral of the story is you could really have more than one friend.
Sure. Why not?
I don't really think any of us
to the
should
kitchen
go
together.
alone. Anyways, given what happened last night. Yesterday.
It's not like buddy systems really work. If anything, Eris showed us that. But yes, let's all go together.
And I guess we're gonna go. Kaiden, by the way, has like this morning. Kaiden has put on like sword, dagger, like full on weaponry.
Indeed, you
Yeah,
have.
Reese didn't get any of his weapons back, so he just has his own, like, sword and stuff.
Kaiden specifically just went and got weapons mainly to have something to do, and also it makes him feel a lot more comfortable to have like 4 daggers and 2 swords and maybe a knife on him. Boy has issues.
So, shall we, head to the kitchens?
I
Hi.
Reese will lead the way. Put up, going outside, not looking
Hey.
back because he figures the two of them want their privacy.
It's super slippy out here.
I
But you
feel
can make
like,
your...
yeah, Reese might have experience with this kind of weather, maybe, but he knows the others probably don't.
Yeah, you know the best way to get about is to put spikes on your shoes, like Cash and and Eris are talking about. But also, you have you could use a stick, for example. That would work.
Yeah. He'll use his sword as like a sort of walking stick. Stab in the ground. This chat is insane. I can't. I can't.
no regrets. No regrets.
This threesome is getting breakfast together after.
Of course. Yep. Soon you are at the kitchen.
I will say the minute Kaiden steps onto the ice, he goes flat on his face.
Ooh.
Yeah, 0 experience with wilderness, pretty much.
Make me a survival roll.
I brought this upon myself.
You totally did.
Yep. Where is survival? These aren't organized in alphabetical order, are they? No, seriously, where is survival? Natural environment?
That'll be it. Yep. Survival's
Okay.
at a discipline. Sorry. You're fine. You slip, but like you just sort of like catch yourself, you know?
I look cool about it. I try to be cool and suave about it. No shame walking here.
Alienor and Reese, as much as Kaiden's trying to look cool, there is no doubting a stumble when you see one.
Trying to be really casual about it, Eleanor just hooks an arm through Kaiden's
Aye,
arm,
alright.
and then through Reese's, if it's all allowed. Just like, hi, to the kitchen we go?
To the kitchen. Yes. And Reese kind of tries to act as the anchor because he knows the other two aren't going to make it.
Kaiden is trying so hard not to slip. Kaiden has about has very little experience with this kind of weather. Kaiden is slipping and stumbling quite a bit. You can feel the tug as he tries to maintain his footing.
I feel like Eleanor is probably rocking it.
Oh, I'm sure Alienor's rocking it. Kaiden just looks like a bloody fool.
Alienor
feels bad
sliding
about
across like, let it go. Let it go.
Yes, that is exactly it.
Okay. And
Cannon.
soon you'll arrive at the kitchen. As you know, they serve breakfast, and that smell of bacon hits your noses as you get close.
Reese doesn't even try to hide it. He literally does the whole thing again. Earplugs in. Right in front of him. Just takes them out and stuffs these 2 little bits of cloth deep into his ears and just doesn't even think twice about it. Walks in. Head down.
Are you supposed to have those, Kaiden?
I think that's just a him thing, to be honest. He did that back at the village, like, once, so.
Do you think it's us?
No?
Are we going in? He's holding the door open for you.
Like, overly loud. Yes, Reese, we are going in.
Alright, don't be alright, it's fine.
I don't know if he can hear us or not. He's got the little
I can hear
finger
you
in
just
his-
fine.
Oh. Sorry. We're going in.
ladies first.
Oh, I thank you, Reese. What a gentleman. See, I like my friends to be gentlemen, and like just walks in. Straight to
Hey,
the bacon.
if Kaiden wasn't blushing already from the beginning and the falling and everything, he's blushing now.
Oh,
You are
God.
in.
Sorry, I just got it.
You are in the kitchen.
We started out so sad, so just emotional, and now we're a complete awkward wreck. This is like a 180.
Not
It's
brand for us.
been like 7 hours, okay, everyone? 7 hours since Hope died, okay? And y'all are... I mean, I guess maybe you're giving each other some sort of light relief that you all need. We can justify it that way. You're in the kitchen.
Reese doesn't even like think twice. He's just stalking towards the back,
As
wherever bowls are kept.
Hello there. Now look, if you just head on over towards the counter there, we'll get you all served up with some bacon sandwiches, no problem now.
We need bowls. We don't need sandwiches.
Oh, did you not like the sandwiches yesterday? I can improve my recipe.
No,
Maybe you
right.
just didn't like the sauce, perhaps.
We're getting the death rites ready. We need bowls.
Oh, I see. Right. You want to use bowls. I see. Right. Well, I mean, I've not really got anything ceremonial.
We'll
But
take
I don't
whatever
really
you
think.
got.
Yeah. Really anything, as long as it's clean.
All right. Well, come through here, and takes you into the back stores. Like these are brand new. Like we haven't even opened these ones yet. We keep a supply for breakages. You know, there's always breakages. So you can take some off of them if you like. There's also there might be some more ritual stuff down in the museum there.
Museum, you say? Where is this museum at?
Oh, well now, opposite the armory, there's a little building that goes down into an underground area, and down there's the histories, there's you know, all sorts of wonderful things down there, really. You've got
Yeah, with a
Demorphins.
bookshelf over a doorway, and where
Well, no,
somebody died yesterday.
yes, it's where the events took place yesterday, but there's a Magian thing down there. There's some Demorphin things. There's histories of the old kings, and I'm fairly sure I've seen some bowls and things down there. And if you were to go down there, I'm sure no one would mind if you took them for the ritual. But failing that, you can help yourself to anything I've got here. You can help yourselves, and if you want a little bit of bacon just to take with you, there's no shame in having a little bit of pocket bacon. You know, I often keep some in my front pouch for break times. I won't be judging you. That's all I'm saying. Right.
All right. Thank you very much. I think I'll go check that, and I'll like turn to Reese and kind of be like, I can go by myself if you want.
You're
Reese,
not
don't-
going down there by yourself.
All right, but Reese, you don't have to go. If you don't want to go, you don't have to go.
Where else am I gonna go?
Find cheesecloth. I doubt there's any down in the museum, to be honest.
You got cheesecloth?
No, not cheesecloth, as it happens. I've got twine for storing gammon joints and bacon. And I've also got some like not quite cheesecloth, but you know, the sort of I've got tablecloth, you know.
Oh yeah, maybe we'll keep that as a backup along with the bowls.
All right, no problem. Do you want me to put
Thank
some
you.
aside for you? I can make like a little knapsack, like you're running away.
Yeah, that works.
All right now.
Thank
All
you.
right. Yes, I'll get that together for you now. Now I must get back to the queue. You know how it is. People wanting bacon. On account of it being so good, the bacon that is.
Yeah, bacon is really good. We'll see you later. Thank you so
Yes,
much, Mr. Bacon Man.
you're very welcome. Geordie's my name. Geordie by trade. That's a lie. I'm a chef by trade, but it's fun to say. Um, yes.
All right, thank you, Mr.
Yes.
Jordy Bacon Man. We'll see you later, probably either for bacon or for bowls. We'll see which one.
Or the death rites.
Or at the death rites, whichever one you want to see. Is that? We'll see you.
All right now. Well, y'all have fun. And I'm sure everything will be. Yes. Yes. Have a good day now, won't you?
Reese just turns and walks out,
Yeah,
just
pretty much.
shaking his head the entire way.
Yeah, I grabbed some bacon on the way, but I go as well.
Okay. So I think before we go down to the museum with the three of you, I'm going to nip over to Cashel and Eris, and then we'll come to you guys, and then we'll all come together for the thing at the end. So.
Sometimes it's so casual, it's hard to tell.
Did you say it's so casual? So, the two of you can slip and slide your way over to the armory.
Yeah. We.
And so yesterday when we had the squelch noises, today we have wee noises.
Yes.
I think while Cashel wheezes along, Eris is more of a trudge. Very attempting to be graceful kind of trudge.
Okay, I mean you can roll for it if you want to.
Sure, but
It'd be-
I'm gonna use one of my advantages because I need to use them up.
It'd be feats or natural environment, unless you have something
Ash
relevant.
does not care about being graceful.
13.
I figured that.
Ah, thanks. You know me so well.
Like my voice in your head. Yeah, you can manage, Eris. It's okay. The rain's got a little heavier, and you can see it running, which seems to make the ice even more slippery somehow. But you're graceful isn't the word I'd use, but you're not like falling on your face or anything, you know.
Is the place with the bacon sandwiches between here and the armory?
Yes.
Because like Eris would give like Cash a look. Because Eris did not partake in the bacon sandwiches before. I would be like, before we do this thing, you want to get bacon?
Oh, sure, yeah, no, that's fine. Bacon again.
Stop off for bacon sandwiches and then head to the armory.
So as you get in there, there's your man. Hello there! Can I get you... I see you're in nice and early. Nice and early. Can I get you some bacon sandwiches?
Yes.
Of course I can. They're wonderful, aren't they? So, I'll do... Today, alright. I was feeling a bit... I don't know, full of whimsy. Not only do I have bloomer sandwiches with bacon, I went and made some baguettes this morning, so if you want a bacon baguette, I can do you a bacon baguette. Alright. What do we think?
Why is everyone here so enthusiastic about bacon? I'll take it.
Make that too.
Fantastic. Yes. And the best thing I think about a baguette is you don't need a plate, do you? You can just eat it right there. I mean, I'll give you a plate, of course. I'll give you a plate. You're going to need a tray before you come up. Get yourselves a tray. That's just canteen policy. You've got to have a tray. And then we'll get you some bacon sandwiches. And would you like a drink with that? I've got a tier and go in.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, sure.
And before you know it, the two of you have bacon and tea to go.
And I think Eris would lean into Cash and just be like, "Is everybody here this like pleasant?"
They're so enthusiastic about bacon.
And defenses.
I just don't care that much about meat. Okay, to the armory, dead body first, probably.
Yeah, probably. And Eris is
So-
going to try to finish her bacon baguette before the autopsy.
Yes, Cash will scarf it down.
Okay, so you can finish it before the armory, but that is definitely not elegant. There just isn't the time. There is an amount of scoffing that has to happen.
That's fine.
Who said elegant?
And, of course, your selection of sauces is there, of course.
No.
And
Sauce on my bacon.
before you know, there's knife and fork available as well if you want it. You're there. You're at the armory.
Cool.
Is there anybody around?
There are a couple of people getting spikes for their shoes, and then there's one person sort of like standing, not guard, but just sort of like watching, and they look to you. Good morning there. Come to get spikes, have you?
Oh no, I'm here for the bodies.
Oh. What for?
Oh, the autopsies.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Oh, that magientist thing, is it?
Yes, yeah, absolute, yeah.
I've not heard anything from the captain about that.
Oh, we talked to him yesterday.
Aye, but he didn't tell me.
Does the captain tell you everything? Are you like his best friend or something?
Well, well, I mean, I don't know about that, but normally, people with
One way or the other, one of the bodies in there is like our dead friend, so I think we get to do what we want.
could you make me?
This is a very important thing. This is science.
I've got a feeling it's going to be relation, unless any of you can give me a better.
That's fine. I will use one of my advantages.
Oh yeah.
I think I've got 2 left.
You've got like 4 left by my count. You got another 2 this session.
Oh goodness. Okay, it's a 13.
Yeah, on a 13, he sort of like eyes you for a second and goes, all right, look, just be quick about it, will you? And try not to deface the bodies too much.
What? Deface? No, this is science. This isn't disrespectful. We'll have them done in time for their funeral rites. And then Cash
They're
walks
gooey
past.
and at least one of their skulls is caved in. I don't think there's a whole lot of damage we can do at this point.
All right, just try to be respectful, that's all.
Eris is
Always
gonna grab a
respectful.
set of Eris is gonna grab a set of the shoe spikes as she walks by though, just in case they run out.
You got it. You got it.
I'm
Then she's going to
so
do so, giving him the hardcorest side eye. She's not.
He's sort of like,
Grabbed her.
when he finishes talking to you, he sort of does that thing where he starts staring as though he's keeping guard and hasn't broken his guard for anything. Like if he doesn't look at you, then maybe you don't exist and he hasn't done it. And in the armory, splayed out on the floor, are 4 bodies covered with cloth.
Okay, let's get to work. Cash
Do I-
throws open their coat and they have all of these like tools on one side and like containers on the other. And so they like start pulling out all of their surgical tools and pull out like their bottle of alcohol and make sure that all of them are clean and sanitized before starting in on the first body.
So,
What do you want me to do?
Oh, take notes. And
I
Cash
can
will
do
like
that.
hand over their journal and like flip to a new open page. How good are you at drawing?
Sure. I'm okay, I guess.
Okay, then leave the drawing to me. Just take notes for now, and I'll do like a quick sketch when we're done, okay?
Okay. Note taking I can do.
Okay, just write whatever I tell you and anything you see. Cool? Cool.
Okay.
And then Cash is gonna take the like the blanket, the sheet, the fabric off the first body.
this seems to be an old corpse. Eris, you recognize the museum curator style body?
Oh, this guy was dead in the basement with me.
Oh, that's fun.
Like, we got there and he was already dead, and then he started to move.
He did move. Okay, good, because I feel like that's kind of one of the things I'm most interested in seeing today. Normal dead bodies I've seen plenty of.
But I imagine the normal ones don't move.
No, no. Normal ones don't move, which is why these are so interesting.
As you pull apart the cloth, you can see there's at least 2 large holes in his body, which you will recognize from the boomstick, for want of a better word. There is also a hole in his head, which has been pierced with a dagger. And you can see it almost looks like it's branded the skin around it on its way in and out or out.
Yeah, okay, so I think that Cash mostly uses their tools to kind of like observe these. There's like they put their goggles on, you know, to like really look closely at all of the elements of this body. And they dictate all of these notes to Eris as they go. I think that every external observation has to be done first, and so Cash also instructs Eris to like leave a space for the picture next to the notes, so that they can like sketch something in really quickly, but also just tries to commit it to memory so that they can actually start the autopsy.
Okay.
Start cutting things. The autopsy has already begun, but like the cutting part.
Sure. Why don't you... we'll sum this up because I don't want to spend too long with it. Why don't you give me a Magience roll to see what you learn from this body?
Okay, I'm going to use an advantage. And can I use a question? Because of what I learned last time, I would like to use flux knowledge here.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Okay.
Okay, so a 19.
Yes.
You can see an entry point at the top of the spine. It almost looks like a birthmark. But as you cut it open and look inside, one of the things that you were taught to spot, Cashel, and Eris, I guess maybe you might get some of this through description, is where to spot the ley lines, the best places to start extracting flux. And you can see where the flux should be, which sort of interlaces through the bones, through the muscle, all over. There's like black, like tar. It sort of looks like a smoking advert.
Can I deduce if there's any, like, raw flux that could be gathered from a body like this? Just on a guess? If everything looks, like, blackened.
Give me another flux knowledge roll.
Okay.
Fantastic roll, Cashel. You know how to extract red flux. Well, so this doesn't look red, it looks black.
It does.
Maybe you can extract something else.
I do want to. But I want to look at all the bodies first.
Okay. The next body belongs to someone you don't recognize. Some soldier in the uniform of the people. Stabbed twice in the chest and once in the head. All three look like they've burned.
I have Eris write it all down on a new page, also with room for pictures.
If you like, we can just sum this up with another flux knowledge roll.
Yeah, and Cash like cleans their tools in between every body, just to clarify they know what they're doing.
Of course. Yeah, 18. You can see that the blackness seems to like also invade the brain muscles as well. And it would seem it recoils away from the burning when stabbed through the head. This is the cause of the Fiondas death.
Interesting. Okay, so I've got normal death, normal cause of human death, and then Fiondas cause of death. Then I definitely like have Eris note those separately as well.
You notice the mask that protrudes from its skull has literally split in two at the point where the stab is.
Interesting. Okay.
Next
And
body?
Yeah,
Oh.
and it just like recoils away from wherever that spot was.
Yeah, it looks sort of like if it was like interwoven pieces of thread like this in all the rest of the body, around that stab wound it's like this. And sort of is like recoiling most of the way away from the brain.
Okay, yeah, next body.
The next body is Julie.
I'm curious about Julie.
How did she die?
Ori stabbed her.
I assume after she was. Wait. Did Reese stab her? Or did Reese stab Goo her?
Yeah, I guess goo her. I don't know. She was pooping before that.
What?
Eris
I
was
said
not
what
with
I
you
said.
at all.
I know what I said.
So like she went to the bathroom and then she came back.
Oh no. Reese stabbed her on the toilet.
Oh.
Just like, and she was just like,
But how did she die the first time?
working theory right now is the pooping. no, I haven't done the autopsy yet. I'm doing that. Doing that now.
Eris is keeping her cool. Sorry. Sorry. I'll let you. Let's find out. I'll let you get back to work.
Casual, I'll have another flux knowledge roll for your
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. I really want to know how Julie died.
Julie did not die because of an exploded bowel.
Damn.
Julie died because of a stab wound to the chest.
Really? So Reese actually did kill her. Okay. No, Reese killed her while she was pooping.
You can see a lot of signs of inflammation around her bowels if you're investigating them.
I am. That's part
I
of
know
the
you
thorough
are.
scientific
You're taking
process.
so much time with it. I know. There's... but that's not the cause of death.
Okay.
What you can also learn from this is that the black ichor that pervades the bodies is nearly the same as the stuff that invades the brain.
Okay.
But she was a bad guy, right?
We don't know. We just know Reese stabbed her. I mean, she didn't look great.
Is there black goo in her body then?
Yeah, there is.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
good enough for me.
No, yeah, for sure there is. Like, she started walking right after Reese stabbed her on the toilet. She just, like, stood up, walked out of the outhouse.
I hope she,
Washed her
Anyway.
hands? No, she did not.
Definitely should burn that one. Next.
Hope.
Next. Yeah.
As you peel back the cover again, you can see Hope has been shot several times. And then there are stab wounds. Several to the head this time.
Cash turns to look at Eris. How much of this was you?
I did a lot of running, to be honest, so I don't think any of that was me. I did hit the giant bear thing once though,
Right, yeah.
but I was severely outnumbered, and so it seemed like a strategic retreat was the wisest.
Yeah. Yeah, okay.
I can tell you how she died. It slammed her head against the wall and caved everything in.
You can see the head is indeed caved in.
I mean, I appreciate your word, but I am still gonna...
Of course.
Do the
I just
full-
thought a
yeah,
first-hand account would add information to your...
Yeah, sure, write it down. Yeah, absolutely.
okay.
Anything, yeah. And, Cash will, like, investigate it all, confirm that the head wound, and investigate all of the stab wounds and the gunshots, and make note of how many there are, and how the black ichor is affected by them, etc., etc.
The brain still has some black ichor on it in this corpse. Not enough. But you notice when you prod the black ichor in the brain, her finger twitches.
Oh. Oh.
That's
Oh.
new, right?
What?
That's new, right?
Oh yeah, that's absolutely new.
So it's like it's wired into her.
Does it happen consistently, Scrat? Like it does it like it each time I poke
Yeah.
it?
As you poke it a little more, give me a flux knowledge.
Okay.
Last one.
If this is the last one, I want to do an advantage.
Of course, yeah. Okay, on a 21, you can actually peel away the ichor and prod again, and nothing happens. But all the time the ichor's there,
On the brain.
you have control.
Oh. Interesting. Okay, Eris, we just have a few more things to do, and I'll get up and, like, kind of quickly pour some alcohol over my hands, like, spritz them off, run over, grab the journal, and start, like, sketching out the images, and then write a lot of, like, excited exclamation points about the brain ichor moving fingers. Just a few more things. You can stick around if you want for this next part, but you don't have to. It's up to you.
Better here than elsewhere.
Cool. We're gonna try something new.
What do you want me to do?
Cash starts getting out all of their separate tools, different side of the jacket. These are not, yeah, these are the flux extraction tools. And they'll like start laying out containers and vials and tubes.
Okay. So I'm going to let this happen as we fade away. Cashel, you essentially teach Eris the method of extracting red flux from a body.
Yes.
Eris,
And I'm
you...
surprised to know that she knows some things already.
Yes. Eris understands the basics of magians. You think it's going to be a complete from scratch, but Eris knows shit.
Cash is pleasantly surprised by that.
Cash, although you noticed it doesn't work so well on these bodies, and by modifying it just a little bit, you figure out how to extract black flux.
Yeah, we're gonna do that to all four.
Should we load one into the boomstick and see what happens?
Maybe like
Maybe outside.
I don't wanna like spend it, you know? Like we don't know what it does yet. It's new. We've gotta figure this one out.
Is it the only way to figure it out to like use it?
Yes, but we have to like allocate it.
Oh, okay. Well, if you ever want to borrow the stick.
Thank you for letting me borrow your stick. You're so sweet.
My stick is your stick.
Aww.
Okay, I'd like to pan across to the other three, as they too have some investigation to do. See you shortly.
Bye.
We got there. The dance does the work.
The dance
Does
does
the
it.
trick.
Also, you're louder than I thought you'd be. As the three of you approach the museum, you can see a guard standing over by the armory, looking kind of straight backed. You can also see a guard by the museum. Hello there. Can I help you out?
Right? Yeah. You could let us down.
You might not want to go down there, to be honest with you.
To be honest with you, I'd probably agree, but we kind of have to go down because I hear you might have some Demorphin things down there that I could use for the death rituals tomorrow, so could you just let us down?
I mean, you know, it's a scene of an event down there. We've not been able to get the Fiondas out. That's still down there. Dead, but down there no less. And, there's an awful lot of blood about.
By dead, do you mean certain not to come back? Or just dead?
I mean, well, it's, I would say it's almost certainly quite dead.
Almost certain.
Well, I mean, it's a weird event because this is the second time we've killed the fecker. But, this time
Hey!
we've left a dagger in its head.
All right. Well, Mr. Guardy Man, what's your name?
Fiona, as it happens.
Oh, Mrs. Gardyman. My bad. I think we'll be all right. I have, these two strong people with me able to take down the Fiondas by themselves. I think we'll be okay. Right? What do you think, Irene and Reese?
Will be fine.
Really think we're gonna touch the Fiondas after yesterday?
All right. Well, look, I gave you fair warning, all right? Just be careful down there. On my behalf, would you mind?
Right.
Well, we're not trying to die.
Good. That's good to hear. Nice to hear, in fact.
If everyone will let Kaiden go down first, Kaiden will go down first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Reese is heavily putting on the mental blinders of just don't look, don't look, don't look, don't look, don't look.
As you all head down the stairs, this strange sort of chemically smell fills your nostrils. It's sort of a mix between it's sort of a mix between like mercury metal, sort of like the blood smell, but with more like fire to it. Smells a bit more like sulfur. Kind of a mix of the two.
Pleasant.
If any of you do look at the floor, you can see lots of empty flux shells of the sort that Eris and Cashel used for the boomstick.
Reese, if you want, you can just stay by the stairs. You don't have to go all the way in.
Kaiden gestures to the sword, sword, dagger, dagger, dagger.
I thought we weren't supposed to split up.
You're gonna have Fiona up there with you, so you're not technically alone.
Or you can stand at the bottom of the stairs. You don't have to go all the way back.
Don't put yourself through torture to do this. It's not worth it.
Just go. I'll follow behind. It's fine.
All right. Kaiden, lead their way.
All right.
And there at the back of the room, do any of you have lights?
Ooh. I guess
Nope,
if there was
I
no
don't.
light, like, are we just walking straight into darkness this entire
Oh yeah,
time?
it's very dark down there.
Oh.
There is a
I-
torch sconce by the entrance though, so you could
Oh.
light torches by the
Yeah.
entrance.
Yeah.
I would have taken that.
The flickering lamplight gradually picks up the outline, first of all, of a large creature. As the flames sort of brighten the area, you can see it's actually a large bear with a large mask over its face. Nearly, it's fur is nearly completely stripped back, but you can see large chunks of its body almost missing, but not quite. As it seems the boomsticks managed to get rid of the fleshy parts, but left behind blackened bones. That sort of look like old shark bone sort of colour, if you know what I mean. However, on the right there, you can see Demorphin Museum. Looks reasonably untouched.
Aye, Eleanor, I think this is what you're looking for.
Yeah, I think so. I'm not gonna lie to you. I really want to get in and then out of here. Make it real quickie, you know. I don't want to stay around.
Let's hope that thing stays dead.
I think it will.
As the
And,
three of you talk, there is a noise from over where the bear sits. A section of plaster from the wall falls to the ground nearby a gun, a gun, a sort of a pellet hole in the wall.
Kaiden preemptively pulls out a sword.
The creature has not moved, but it's empty. You can see where it has a dagger through the center of its head. You can also see burn marks where it's been stabbed several times in the head through both eyes. Those hollow eyes seem to stare at you.
all right, let's
Eleanor.
get a move on.
Keep an eye out on the thing.
I don't know if I really want to look at it and like kind of just like tries to rush forward towards the the Demorphin Museum. Like, I don't know if I want to be the one keeping an eye on it. To be honest with you.
I said I would. Sorry about that.
Oh God! All right.
Are you sure you're gonna be alright with the sword, Kaiden?
Why wouldn't I be?
Maybe because last time you didn't know how to use it, and your shoulder.
Not like you used it last night.
Excuse me?
Well, I had to take the thing from you.
I used it on Julie. On the thing that climbed inside Cash's boot. Don't tell me when I don't know how to use it.
And then you stood right there and didn't help anyone.
And you did.
Sorry, who was the last one out of the building who made it sure that everyone who was still walking made it out of there alive?
Are you really going to still play this game? Is that what's going on
None
here?
of you want to? Because I can.
I just don't know how much more of your lies I can really take right now. And Reese is gonna walk into the Demorphin area.
Eleanor, in this Demorphin area,
Mm-hmm.
is everything you could possibly want for your ritual. Not only that, it's of extremely high quality. Fit for a king.
All right. Trying to blatantly ignore the exchange behind her. Eleanor like takes it all in and kind of turns towards the boys and is like, we're gonna take a lot more than the bowls and the cloth. All right. This is kind of a gold mine. And starts to inspect and like just takes anything of like value that she knows she can use.
Reese will just offer to hold it for her. Pile his arms up with whatever she wants.
Small trinkets, Kaiden swipes.
Really anything you can grab, or I can probably inspect it better a little bit in the light. just grabs an armful and like rushes out of the place after making sure she got the ritual stuff first, but getting anything else that she can fit.
Kaiden helps Eleanor hide some of that stuff in unnoticeable places.
Are you sure the spirits or whatever are going to be happy about you taking this?
Better than it just being on the ground, really? I mean, what? The bear's not going to use it.
You can find a gold filigree, a gold filigree dagger or letter opener, maybe. Very delicate work. There's a small oil flask. A lamp, rather, a small oil lamp, which again is worked with gold and silver, and some kind of white material that you've not really seen before. And I'd say those 3 items are the easiest ones to swipe. But give me a stealth hide item if you have it as a discipline.
What if I'm not trying to stealth?
You don't have to. I believe Kaiden is looking to secrete some things away for personal gain. Am I correct?
Yes. I'm gonna use an advantage here as well.
Okay.
I can't. Oh my god. Roll 20, please. Let me steal things. Roll 20. Well, not a critical fail. The first one is an 18.
It's not. And you managed to hide these things very well. And Reese and Alienor, you see Kaiden has 3 very fine items, and you see him make them disappear about his body.
Like habit.
It's as if they were never there.
Yep.
Like pretends it doesn't happen.
Let's
Reese
head back
is
up.
visibly not happy.
Let's head back up, and if you don't mind, I would like to wind forward through most of the setup of the ceremony as we get Cashel and Eris back for the ceremony before we finish.
Mm-hmm. It works.
It does. It really does work. Welcome back. I would like us all to wind forward to the rites. Alienor, if you'd like to describe exactly how you've set things up and, well, essentially take us through it.
So, assuming it's probably about midday at this point, or earlier maybe, setting up a large, like, stack, a pyre of wood and putting all the bodies on it that from the day before. Dumping oil on it. It's winter. You're going to need a little extra. And basically just getting ready for a big old fire because it takes a bit to burn down everything. And a lot of kind of, for lack of better words, firepower. And then it's just the waiting process. Waiting for once you light the fire, it's really afterwards that everything happens.
Yeah, well, the fire takes surprisingly quickly.
And eventually, as the sun sets and the fires burn down most of the bodies, and bones being left, that's when Alienor takes a cloth and the bowls and uses one bowl as kind of a scoop, and the other puts a cloth in it, and that's when you scrape, and you don't separate the bodies, you do them all together. Scrapes it all in, and then you lift up the cloth, almost like a cheesecloth, really, and you take the bones, you set those aside, and you have a covered bowl of a bunch of ash, essentially. And that's when you kind of find your best place, and that's when you say your goodbyes, is wherever you intend to dump them, or into the wind. I'm assuming there's some type of maybe a cliff or a bluff nearby.
You're in the mountains.
Yeah, so whichever one is closest and decent size kind of goes to it. Whoever's come to witness this, I don't know if everyone would, or if everyone cares to, besides our group or whoever else may be. Invites other people to speak if they have, for the people she doesn't know. But when it's time to talk about hope, she holds up the bowl during the entire process, and she goes, I didn't really know Hope very well. But I feel like I knew her enough. Verticals are kind of a funny occupation. They have a big part of our history, but with very little acknowledgement. It's kind of a thankless job. And a dangerous one, I thought, obviously. Verticals usually pass without much notice, line of duty and all that. But not today. Today we actually get to thank our vertical, our guide, our messenger, and she kind of holds up the bowl. And, we thank Hope for her sacrifice. She gave her all in the name of Dragazel, and that's everything a vertical could give. And she kind of turns to group. Would anyone else like to say anything about Hope or the others before we complete the ritual? All right. Oh, yeah. Cash.
They didn't die in vain.
Yeah, they didn't die in vain. Well, anyone who'd like to put their hand on the bowl, they can. You don't have to. And kind of make space on this big, shallow, ritualistic bowl.
Does anyone else look like they want to talk?
Reese will put his hand on the bowl as well. And as he does, he kind of speaks lower and just, I'm glad you're the only one who got a good impression of me.
All right. Well, if that's all who want to talk, we'll move on to the next part. So everyone whose hands are on it, after I say this last bit, we'll dump it to the wind. All right. So, trying to remember the words that she's been taught and never spoken before herself. Ingial Heroin and Rain to Adhor lift you up and return you to Karan Rin. And she kind of nods at Reese and starts to kind of like gently lift to give the hint to dump.
He follows her lead. This isn't the first time he's done this.
And like kind of gently with the wind, like, so it's not just, dumped on the floor, obviously, like starts kind of like shaking the bowl and letting the wind just take it, dust by dust, all of the people they've lost mixed together, going back to the life tree as one. And then once the bowl's fully emptied, all the ash gone, just kind of stands there. It's just appreciating what you have in front of you. Basically, is the last part of it. Remembering who you lost. Is it?
As the ash tumbles from the bowl, at first it seems to just drop, with no real wind under it. Light as it is, it sort of sprinkles almost like snow. Till a breeze comes and scoops up the ashes. They sort of play gently on the breeze a little before floating away along this, well, essential ravine between two mountains that you found. One thing you do not hear is Hope's fiddle. But the whistling on the wind comes pretty close to it. She flutters away out of the ravine and essentially out of your lives. Except for in memory.
Ash hugs their coat.
What now?
Once you kind of find your peace, to be honest, you just go drink whiskey and talk about them. It's really where you make most of your peace. You just kind of tell your stories about them. I know we didn't know Hope very well, but we have a few stories. We can do it here, or we can go back to a fireplace, whichever one you want. Kind of looking more at Reese during this.
We drink tonight. And then tomorrow we finish what you started.
Hey.
And I think that is where we will leave this week's episode. Tact and Diplomacy. Everyone okay?
No more crying. None of this. I'm tired of it. Let's not do this again.
So we won't go round. I will post some links. There'll be social links. If I can spell social. There's also links to our sponsors, Mage Hand Press and the Deck of Many, whose logos you've seen above Kayla for the whole stream. Please go and check out their stuff as well. And we look forward to seeing you next week on Tact and Diplomacy. And until then, on all the other shows that you see here on the Academy. You know what? That's a really good sentiment to end on there, Kayla. Tell someone you love them. Until next time, look after each other. Keep evoking emotions. And you're all muted.